Do y'all want to hear some wildly fucked up shit about North Korea? Of course you do. Bear in mind that everything in this video that I'm about to talk about is all alleged, reportedly, and apparently. So don't take my word as law. Go ahead and do your own research. But for all intents and purposes, this video is allegedly. In North Korea, you must have a state-sanctioned haircut. There are 28 government-approved styles, 10 for men and 18 for women. Men's hair cannot be longer than 5 centimeters, but once they reach a certain age, they are gifted with an extra 2 centimeters of leeway. Married women have to keep their hair short, whereas single women get a little bit more freedom. And Kim Jong-un's famous hairstyle is his and only his. Nobody else is allowed to have it. And what a shame, because that's a look. Triplets belong to the state. So if you happen to give birth to triplets, the state will take them away from you and raise them for 4 years. In return, you'll be given gifts from the government as compensation. It is unclear as to why taking the triplets away from their parents for the first 4 years is the law, but some people think it's because North Korea has such a low birth rate and triplets are so rare and they're treated with extra care. But the theories as to what they are doing with those triplets for the first 4 years, well, you can use your imagination. In North Korea, you can only watch government-controlled television. There are only 4 channels available on television, all of which are strictly controlled by the government. Korean Central Television is the main one, where the announcer shouts the state-sanctioned news with unwavering joy and gusto. There are 2 educational channels and 1 sports channel. Every word uttered on these broadcasts are carefully selected by authorities. Although he died in 1994, the anniversary of Kim Jong-un's grandfather, Kim Il-sung's death, is still a day of state-sanctioned nationwide mourning. North Koreans are required by law to grieve openly every year on the 8th of July. This means absolutely no smiling is allowed that day, and you can even get in trouble for talking too loud. People who don't appear to be grieving hard enough on this day can be sent to labor camps. Although honestly, I can imagine it's not too terribly hard to appear sad every day in North Korea. Speaking of Kim Il-sung, you can also be sent to a prison camp for having so much as a speck of dust on the portrait of him that you are required to keep in your house by law. If you commit a crime, your whole family could be punished for the next 3 generations. This law means that after the state convicts someone and sends them to a labor camp, their entire family will be sent to labor camps as well. And this will go on for 3 generations, and it also applies to unborn children. In North Korea, newlyweds are not allowed a honeymoon. The couple is forced to go back to work the day after the wedding, and as a matter of fact, even uttering the word honeymoon could lead to arrest for watching South Korean media. In 2015, Kim Jong-un ordered the destruction of all CDs and cassette tapes that had state-banned songs, i.e. foreign music like American music. Also, watching American movies or distributing pornography could lead to the death penalty. Speaking of the death penalty, it is illegal to make international phone calls. Allegedly, in 2007, a North Korean factory boss was executed by firing squad after being accused of making international calls. Also grounds for the death penalty, anything that is seen as a sign of disrespect to Kim Jong-un. Allegedly, in 2015, North Korea's defense minister was gunned down for falling asleep in Kim Jong-un's presence. But I did a little bit of digging on that, and as a matter of fact, he was insistent on challenging some of Kim Jong-un's rules and regulations. And we see what happens when you try to challenge the leader. North Korea holds elections, and everyone 17 and up mandatorily have to vote in the elections. But in each election, there's only one option. As a result, 100% of Koreans vote for their fearless leader. North Korea has a fake border village, aptly named the Peace Village, which is there to give the illusion of a community that is thriving for the media to see. Now, from a distance, it does look like a bustling city with like really bright buildings and storefront displays and so on and so forth. But if you get closer to it, you'll see that the buildings are storefronts and nothing else. Just pieces of concrete painted to look like storefronts with no actual building behind it. No glass in the windows and no actual residents. There are lights that turn on and off at regular intervals to make it look like people are inhabiting the city. And they even have designated street sweepers to run around and sweep the sidewalk to make it look like there's human activity there. Supposedly, over 200 families live in the community, but pretty sure it's just a case of smoke and mirrors. Allegedly. And last but not least, it is illegal for North Koreans to leave the country without government permission. And it is very, very rare that you will get permission from the government to leave. North Koreans who do attempt to leave illegally and get caught can face severe consequences, including torture, forced labor, and life imprisonment in a political prison camp. Not to mention, there are people there waiting to gun you down if you try to escape. So if anyone would like to share their thoughts on this totalitarian way of life in North Korea, please do so. And I'm not saying anything about anything, but there's a good possibility that that could be our future. So take a good look, and thanks for watching.